What's up, traders? Matt from the Trade Brigade here doing a technical analysis on ticker symbol NAKD for Naked Brand Group. On the left-hand side, we have the daily time frame, and on the right-hand side, the 30-minute intraday time frame. First things first, this will, of course, be an update. However, we're updating post-split, so I've cleared all of the levels. The split date was the 22nd, I believe, here, and clearly you can see that, it's been lower since the split. Now, I'm sure on the day of the split, a lot of people were surprised to see that the stock was up, probably something north of 1,000%, but it's not actually up that much. And clearly it is continuing to trend lower. So is it time to quote unquote get in here and buy this on sale? I'm not entirely convinced, right? If I scrunch up the chart, what you'll notice is that there was really a spike of euphoria back here, which was fairly interesting, but it fizzled out, right? And really the stock has done nothing over the past, I would just start calling it 9 months, 10 months, something like that. It's shy of a year, but a significant portion of time where the stock has not done a whole lot. Now, it could have been interesting as a penny stock, right, where you could get a pretty significant return if it went from like 50 cents to $1. But now that it's at 5, to get to 10 to double your money, there's obviously a lot more work that needs to be done. And I'm not saying that that's how you should trade stocks, but I'm just talking about the mentality about cheaply priced stocks that undergo splits, so on and so forth. So for now, we're going to start with the daily roadmap as we always do, just coming in and pointing out the most obvious areas of support and resistance. Then we'll drill down to the 30 and talk more nuance in just a second. I do want to scrunch it back up and see what we have underneath us back in that section of the chart over here. And that's just hideous to look at. Let's go out to like a weekly here, just see what else is going on underneath us. And the area I'm sort of looking for would be this coming from, if I zoom in on this, you get prior high, sort of breakout point support and support on that little micro pullback before, obviously, that euphoric move took place. Okay, so that's where that level is coming from at the 481. Let's go back to the daily here, and you'll notice that we're almost home, right? So underneath that, there's really not a whole lot of structure as we just saw on the weekly time frame chart. Let's actually just go back to it so I can reiterate that. The next major point would be down here at 225. And of course, this is all split adjusted. It's not like we were ever trading here before. It's just from a structural perspective. That's where some positions may be held, correct? So let's go back to the daily now and talk about what the chart is telling us. So zooming in, sort of falling off a cliff here, right? It wouldn't be unreasonable for a little bit of a dead cat bounce off of that 481 level that we just talked about, the $5 right? That's a psychological number. So I wouldn't be surprised to see a little bit of lift, but this is certainly not even close to being bullish here inside of Naked. The other thing that we can do is take out a resistance trend line. There's a couple we can draw in. The first one, that's probably the primary. It's the, expressing the most recent trend. Obviously, if we come in from here as well, and if we could get a click, boom, and then we'll use the swing out method, right? So bang, there's your first touch, no matter how you slice the cake. And by touch, I meant this touch right here. Obviously, your anchor's way up there. No matter how you slice the cake, we are in a bearish trend. I would not try to fight that too hard. So zooming in on the 30-minute intraday time frame now, just to see what's kind of going on with the price action from today's session. Again, just falling off a cliff, not really making any significant moves to the upside or even looking like it's trying to bottom. If we do something like this coming in from the high of the move, essentially here, to the low of the move, notice that this is the first green candle on the 30-minute chart, then your 38.2 did act as resistance, right? So to me, this is all going to constitute bear flag consolidation down here. We're looking for breakdowns of 495 to get us to 481 and then essentially the abyss until about 225, right? So not really a good looking chart here inside of Naked. I would say it's not really time to be quote unquote buying the dip here or getting it on sale, if you will. If this is going to turn around, it would require some sort of daily bottoming pattern. So it could look something like this. And again, I'm just speaking in broad terms here. So a double bottom, neckline break could break one of the resistance trend lines and start to change the trend. That's one potential scenario. And I'm not saying it has to happen here at 5. It could do something like this, right? It could come down in here, do something like this and give us an inverted head and shoulders. It could be a number of things, but what I'm getting at, the root of the issue is that we need some sort of bottoming reversal pattern before we're going to start to think about being bullish. Now, if it doesn't come down and give us something like that, or even give it off of here, then it would probably require breaking the, resistance trend line from here. And then even maybe there's a quick scalp from here to here, 6 to 8. And, that's a significant trade. Don't get me wrong. But the only way to get bullish longer term would be if all of these resistance trend lines can start breaking and we can start forming higher highs and higher lows. All the hallmark signs of an uptrend, of course. So as of right now, doesn't look so good. We'll be patient. We'll monitor. Of course, wanted to cover it post-split. And these are the levels that you should be watching for. So that's going to wrap up the video. If you enjoyed it today or learned anything new, let me know in the comments section or by giving the video a thumbs up. Don't forget our main channel is linked in the description. And all of that being said, I wish you a green trading week.